Hi, my name is Patong Yang. I am the Director of Applications Engineering for Interface Products at Exar Corporation. In this video, I will demonstrate how the XRUSB1 Windows software driver simplifies using and testing Exar's USB UARTs with legacy COM port applications. No other USB UART vendor has a Windows software driver that can do what the XRUSB1 driver can do. On this Windows PC, I have a USB UART device connected and the standard software driver installed. On the DB9 port, there is a loopback connector. Any legacy COM port application, such as Hyperterminal, TerraTerm, or RealTerm, can be used for this test. However, for this demo, I will be using Exar Serial Test GUI because it allows me to transmit data continuously, and there are two windows so that it's easier to see the transmitted and received data. What often happens is that the USB cable or the USB device is unplugged before closing the software application. When I unplug the USB cable, the COM port stops transmitting and receiving data as expected, since the COM port is no longer present. When I plug the cable back in, nothing happens. There's no data being transmitted or received. This will happen for any USB UART virtual COM port driver from any vendor. To get it working again, the COM port will need to be closed in the software application, and the USB device will need to be unplugged and plugged back in. Exar is the only USB UART vendor with the special Windows driver that does not require the COM port to be closed and reopened if the USB cable was unplugged and plugged back in. This driver is called the XRUSB1 driver, and it's available for download from Exar's website. I have uninstalled the standard software driver from this Windows PC and have installed the XRUSB1 driver. Now let's perform the same test as before. As you can see, the COM port is open and is transmitting and receiving data. Now let's unplug the USB cable like we did before. Again, the data transmission stops. Let's plug the cable back in. This time, with the XRUSB1 driver, the test application resumes transmitting and receiving data. There is one limitation with the XRUSB1 driver. The XRUSB1 driver only supports Exar's one-channel USB UARTs. If your application requires this functionality and requires multiple COM ports with this functionality, then you will need to use a USB hub along with multiple one-channel USB UARTs. Each single-channel UART will be connected to the downstream ports of the hub. The upstream port of the hub will be connected to a USB port on the Windows PC. Here's the setup with multiple one-channel USB UARTs attached to a USB hub. All of the COM ports have been opened and they are transmitting and receiving data. Now, when we unplug the USB cable to the hub, all of the COM ports stop transmitting and receiving data as expected. When we plug the cable back in, all of the COM ports resume transmitting and receiving data. As you saw in this video, the COM port applications will still work if the USB cable is unplugged and plugged back in when using the XRUSB1 driver. This simplifies using the USB UART with legacy COM port applications. The XRUSB1 driver will work with Windows XP, Service Pack 3, and newer operating systems. There are no other USB UART vendors that have a Windows software driver with this capability. The XRUSB1 driver is available for download from Exar.com. If there are any questions about the content of this video or about any UART or bridging products, please send your questions to UARTechsupport@Exar.com. Thank you.